Paramount Pictures is currently filming a major motion picture in North Georgia called
Very interesting things which you'll see once you check out that movie.
We generally work on a few different types of projects. Obviously, we do a lot of short films.
Michael, how did you get started in filmmaking?
A very large part of the success of any project.
I started my filmmaking career actually on a cruise ship making short films.
Wow. I'm the executive producer to our new feature film, The Common Denominator.
Tell us a little bit about your character in the film.
She's really upset from the beginning, from the get-go.
Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, basically, I somehow started acting in 1992.
Welcome to another episode of Rural Hollywood. My name is Brie, and today we are here with playwright Nedra Simone to talk all about her upcoming stage play, A Dancer's Story. Hi, Nedra.
Hi, Brie. How are you?
I'm good. Please tell us, how did you get into writing stage plays in the first place?
Long story short, it was actually my sister Nicole, and she's honestly probably has been my best friend. Most days. She
Most days.
Most days. You want to be honest, right?
I do.
Thank you. But no, she actually asked me about a play that I had started because I was notorious for starting something and not finishing it. You know, it could be a title or the synopsis, but nothing would follow it. But she actually asked me one day, and we were roommating at the time. We both had young children. And she asked me, she said, well, what did you do if lightning strikes 3 times? Have you finished it? And I said, oh, no, I just started. And she said, well, how long would it take to finish it? I've never written a play before, Nicole. I really wouldn't know, you know. And she was like, well, what, a week? I said, well, I guess, you know, a week. She's like, a week with no interruptions. I said, yeah, a week with no interruptions. So she actually said, okay. And she closed my door behind me, and I promise you I felt like I was on timeout for 1 week. And, you know, she would bring...
She locked you in the room?
Yes. She brought my food to the door. She didn't allow the children to come in to bother me. There were little notes being slid up on the door. She would snatch them back and leave her alone. She's trying to write. And I'm like, you know, really, I think I was like done by the 4th date. I'm like,
wow, can I come out of my room?
But, you know, it was because of her and because of my mother. Because of my sister, I finished it. Because of my mother, I started it. So.
Wow. You've done other plays. You've written, this is not your first. Tell us about those.
My first play was, again, Lightning Strikes 3 Times. And I have cast members in here, but that I've carried on from the first production I've ever done. Lightning Strikes 3 Times, that was in 2002. We started off at the 14th Street Playhouse, took it to Detroit.
That's huge.
Florida. It's
to pack the 14th Street Playhouse on your very first production.
We did. We actually, because it's 400 seats main stage, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you've never done it before, we actually sold out and had to turn away over 50 people.
Wow, that's good. Turning away people is good.
Right.
Not really, but it is.
But you know, yeah. And from there, the next play was Pretty People, Ugly Ways. We did it here at the Rialto Theater. Went back to the 14th and took it to Florida again. From there,
You're traveling with these plays. Wow.
I'm trying.
You are.
Right, and we did it when the gas prices weren't so high, so we could really do it. So it wasn't a problem. After that, actually, myself and another writer, we turned one of Tayyip Muhammad's books, Secrets Men Keep, into a stage play.
I remember that.
Right,
I remember that.
At the Civic Center. After that, we did Voices. Voices was a really, really interesting play. It was not taking anything away from the other plays, but Voices was a really interesting play. And when I have the funds, I'd like to put that on again, on a bigger scale. And now we're at Dancer's Story, and after writing my
Which is your favorite? I'm sorry.
Dancer's Story is my favorite. Hands down, because Dancer's Story is actually bringing out what's in me. You know, I allow them to do the things that I wouldn't do.
What does that mean?
Outside of, you know, the humble abode.
Right.
But it was you know, it's the bad side. It's the sex kitten that's in all of us that we're hopefully gonna help other women bring out. That's why the production is both interactive and instructional.
Interactive and instructional.
Interactive meaning that we will randomly, every show, pull 3 people out of the audience.
No.
Yes, ma'am. Be it balcony or front row. We're not discriminating. And they'll get lap dances. Yes, and that's the instructional part. And the interactive part, every show, there's a live amateur night contest. So, again, people out of the audience, and you'll be able to win a prize.
More bang for your buck.
Right, right. And that's actually the model that we're, when we're out promoting, we're basically, how I approach people selling tickets or talking about the play is that for men, you pay for a lap dance, costs $10, lasts 3 minutes. This lap dance lasts 2 hours. So, right, it's a little better.
Do you think you're going to get any type of controversy, any type of slack from the women?
I hope so. The production is controversial. So it's, and when people come into this production, be it the talent, I let them know if you don't have a thick skin, this is probably not the production for you. Because it's going to receive backlash because of what it is, because of the field.
Because of the industry, the adult.
They have organizations that are solely working against this industry to shut the clubs down, to not be able to bring any clubs up. And, where, in my opinion, because it's all opinion, I don't believe it's necessary or right. I had to learn walking into this place that everything is not as it seems.
I heard you had an interesting story for how you first walked into the first club in Atlanta.
I was actually working at Hooters at the Underground at the time. Don't ask why. Favoritism, I guess. But I actually had a really, really good day, and I was heading back. I always pass this place called Magic City every day on the train. And my sister is the worst magician in the world. Literally the worst magician. She's never finished a trick. Never. So I figured, okay, I had a good day. I made a little bit of money. Let me go and
Right.
Big sister, let me go get her a trick. It was not that when I walked in.
So you walked into Magic City.
Magic City. I thought it was a
unbeknownst to you. Okay, for everyone that doesn't know, like people don't know, Magic City is an adult entertainment club. One of the premier adult entertainment clubs, I'd like to say in the nation.
Right.
But you thought you were going there to get a magic trick for your little sister.
Right. Big sister.
Okay, big sister.
Kill you if she hurt. Big sister. Right. But no, yeah, and I actually that was my plan. And when I walked in, it was really dark, and there were no displays and no white rabbits, no wands, no capes, no top hats. And then the girl walked by and she had no clothes on, and I was like, this has to be the wrong place. I went through the wrong door, clearly. And before I could haul out of there, because I was really young and naive and I didn't want anybody to think I was there to see the girls, the manager came up the steps and he's like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, no. Oh, he's like, you're here for the waitress job? Waitressing. Yes. Yes, I'm here for the waitress job. He's like, okay, well, can you turn around? For what? I need to get a look at you. Can you turn
audition, right?
Apparently. Like I said, I've never turned around at a job interview. You never had to do that before. And he was like, okay, all right, not bad. That sticks with me today, not bad. That's the best thing you can come up with, not bad.
Not bad.
Okay, fine. I'll accept that. It's not a problem. But he was like, okay, not bad. Well, I need you to go to Lenox tomorrow, get the uniform. Can you start tomorrow at 8?
You got the job.
I got the job.
You came there for a magic trick and you got the job.
Yes, they tricked me. They did. That was the trick. I got 2 jobs and didn't want either one of them.